This quote is very powerful that someone shared with us how they felt, and we have placed it under unspoken tensions and family dynamics. Quote, after my hair came back, people think it's over, meaning cancer, when it's anything but. And, with a lot of the new drugs out, uh, you continue on treatment for quite a while, but people don't know that or understand that. They think that it's done. They're thinking of
Hmm.
traditional treatment years ago. Uh, so my heart goes out to this person, and so many have felt this way. So without, so what would you suggest to this person? What do you explain if people are just, I mean, maybe you want them to act normally or not? I don't know. It's a
Well, it's often kind of a wish, it's sort of that like when someone says, "Oh, you're all better," right? This is a, remember they actually probably really want you to be better. It may not mean they want to avoid the topic, but they actually really want that for you. This is a really common source of tension and disappointment, I would say. But I think it does fall back into that category of educating and bringing those along for the ride that you need to be on your team, and they need to be educated. Let me put it that way. Yeah.
Well, you know what, and that is great to point out because I mean, even in survivorship, uh, it, there's still scars from what happened during cancer treatment, and I mean that's a whole other conversation, I know, but they remain. And we have another question: how do you rebuild a friendship that faded after your diagnosis?
Yeah. I was just thinking, like, I think that for a lot of these questions, the bottom line is, cancer requires so much of you psychologically. And what I'm trying to communicate is like, you're absolutely right. It does. And we all have to kind of work on that, almost like work on that before you can start to put all this other stuff together. Relationships, some things might need to be on hold until you have the emotional resources to kind of deal with it. And, you know, and then, like this friendship, for example, everyone has a capacity to grow and change, but we truly don't know, where that is. Like with a spouse, you may have an expectation they're going to grow along with you. You may be disappointed. It may just be a matter of them needing more time. It may be, and again, with friendships, kind of the same thing. So I would say don't give up on people, but, feed it with some information, some kindness, some grace, and allow them to come around, and hopefully they do. That's what I mean by saying that I want to put the patient in the driver's seat, so that you understand that, you know, these you're going to be disappointments along the way. Um, but everyone's going to be trying to kind of catch up to you. And if you kind of see it like, you're the one sort of dispensing the information, and allow them time to catch up. I think it that can pay off in the end. Uh, that's my advice.
That's fabulous advice. And, for all of us to keep remembering we are in the driver's seat. And that's just such a great way to handle all that we're going through
Yeah, it's
emotionally.
it's ironic because I know that you feel anything but in the driver's seat, right? Because, you're getting diagnosed, you're asked to do all these tests, you're asked, have all these appointments, etc. You feel out of control, you feel the uncertainty. So it seems, I'm sure you're like Dr. McFarland, like, what are you talking about? How am I in the driver's seat? And I know there's so many ways that you don't feel that way, but when it comes to your relationships, what you know, what you've experienced, I would really try to think about it like, you need your support system, and that's your show. That's your show. Give them different roles, and you're going to do this, you're going to do that. And they're not going to be great actors at first, maybe, give it a little bit of time, take two, let's do it again, that kind of thing, um, can bode well. Yeah. So. Yeah.
That's a wonderful summary for our program. I can't believe that we're already out of time.
Are we? Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. McFarland. You've been such a great help with this.
My
And
pleasure.
and for those who are watching us and who will be watching this program, I'm very grateful to you. And the emotional toll of cancer is an important topic, and I want to thank all of you here in the audience for joining us. A couple of reminders. We are producing new programs with experts, so please be signed up for our e-newsletters, including one of our newer ones, which is Navigating Cancer. That newsletter comes out twice a month, and you can sign up on our homepage, and there's a link to sign up for our newsletters. And that way you'll always be in the know. And as always, for Patient Power, I'm Michelle Nadine Baker. Thank you for joining us.